Welcome back to Hidden Wisdom Academy Biology. Today we continue with part 3 of Morphology of Flowering Plants. Now we will study the stem system. The stem supports the plant, carries water, minerals, and food, and sometimes changes shape for storage, climbing, or protection. In this video, we will look at the main features of the stem, its types, and its modifications that help plants survive. Let's begin with the stem, the central part of the shoot system. In this slide you can see the syllabus of this chapter along with the PYQ topics and the years they were asked so that you can get an idea what you can expect for your exams. Let's talk about salient features of stem. The stem grows from the plumule of the embryo. It is usually above the ground, grows upward toward light, and shows nodes and internodes. Leaves, branches, and flowers arise from the nodes, while the space between two nodes is the internode. The stem conducts water, minerals, and food through xylem and phloem. Besides this, it may also modify to store food, climb, or give protection. Thus, the stem is a very important and versatile part of the plant. Now, let's talk about types of stems. Stems are of three main types. First, aerial stems that grow above the ground, like in sunflower and maize. Second, underground stems that store food and help in survival, such as potato, ginger, and onion. Third, subaerial stems that grow partly above and partly below the soil and help in vegetative propagation. Examples are runners, stolons, suckers, and offsets. This shows how stems do much more than just support and conduction. Let's talk about underground stem modifications. These help plants store food, survive tough conditions, and reproduce. A rhizome, like ginger and turmeric, is a horizontal underground stem with nodes and internodes. A tuber, like potato, is a swollen stem tip that stores starch and has eyes, which are nodes. A corm, like colocasia and gladiolus, is a short, vertical stem that stores food. A bulb, like onion and garlic, has a short stem with fleshy leaves that store food. These show how stems adapt for survival and storage. Now, let's talk about subaerial stem modifications. These help plants multiply by vegetative propagation. A runner creeps on the soil surface and makes new plants at the nodes, like in grass and strawberry. A stolon grows from the base of the stem, bends down, and forms a new plant where it touches the soil, seen in jasmine and mint. A sucker comes from underground parts, grows upward, and gives rise to new shoots, as in chrysanthemum and mint. An offset is a short, thick stem with one internode and a rosette of leaves, found in water hyacinth and pistia. These help plants spread quickly and cover new areas. Let's talk about aerial stem modifications. These are changes in stems that help plants with support, protection, or special functions. Tendrils are thin, coiled stems that help climbing plants like gourds and grapes hold on to supports. Thorns are sharp outgrowths that protect plants from animals, like in bougainvillea and citrus. Phyllocyclades are flat, green stems that do photosynthesis in desert plants like opuntia and euphorbia. Cladodes are similar but limited to one internode, as seen in asparagus. These adaptations help plants survive in different conditions. Now, let's talk about special functions of stem modifications. Some underground stems like potato, ginger, and onion store food. Others like runner, sucker, offset, and bulb help in vegetative reproduction. In xerophytes like opuntia, phylloclades, and cladodes do photosynthesis when leaves are reduced. Thorns protect plants from animals, while tendrils help weak stems climb and reach sunlight. These functions make stems one of the most useful parts of plants. Let's quickly recap what we learned. Underground stems include rhizomes, tubers, corms, and bulbs, which help store food and survive tough conditions. Subaerial stems like runners, stolons, suckers, and offsets help plants reproduce without seeds. Aerial stems such as tendrils, thorns, Phylloklades, and cladodes help in climbing, protection, and photosynthesis. Remembering these types and examples is important for NEET and helps identify plants by their stem adaptations. Let's practice few questions to test your knowledge. Question 1. Which of the following is an underground stem? Option A. Runner. Option B. Tuber. Option C. Tendril. Option D. Sucker. Explanation. A tuber is an underground stem modified to store food, and it has nodes called eyes that can develop into new shoots. Runners and suckers are subaerial stems that help in vegetative propagation, while tendrils are aerial stems that assist climbing plants. So, option B is the correct answer, that is, tuber is an underground stem. Now, let's move to question 2. Phylloklade is a modified stem that primarily performs. Option A. Storage. Option B. Photosynthesis. Option C. Climbing. Option D. Protection. Explanation. Phylloklades are flattened green stems that perform photosynthesis in plants like Opuntia and Euphorbia, especially where leaves are reduced to minimize water loss in dry conditions. So, option B is the correct answer, that Phylloklade is a modified stem that primarily performs photosynthesis. Let's move to question 3. Which stem modification provides mechanical support for climbing? Option A. Tuber. Option B. Tendril. Option C. Bulb. Option D. Corm. Explanation. Tendrils are specialized stem structures that coil around supports to help weak stems climb. Examples include gourd plants, peas, and grapevine. Tubers, bulbs, and corms mainly function in food storage rather than climbing. So, option B is the correct answer, that is. Tendril is the stem modification which provides mechanical support for. Thanks for watching. That's all for part 3 of Morphology of Flowering Plants. Today, we learned about the stem, its types, and important modifications with practice questions. In the next part, we'll start with the leaf, its structure, types, and modifications. Stay tuned, keep learning, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our daily NEET MCQs and PYQs series and biology podcast series, the playlist linked in the description and cards above. See you in the next video.